What's going on, Shadow?
Just here in the cup, man.
I hear your brother. Yeah, we were just in Chasing Winds watching the game and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So the Warriors end the season with what is that, 46 wins?
Yes, sir. 46.
Yep.
46 wins. And last year we won 44 games.
Yep.
Uh, a lot of shit happened this year, man. A lot of stuff happened this year. So we were 2 wins better than we were last season. Unfortunately, we are in the 10th seed, but you know what? That don't even matter. That don't even matter. Um, right now, I think the Pelicans are going to lose this game. So the Pelicans are going to fall down to the seventh spot, and they're going to play the Lakers on whichever day they're going to play them. So I
I
don't
think
think the
it's
Lakers.
Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday.
I don't think the Lakers are even going to. Why is AD? Why is AD hunched over? What's going on with AD? Okay, all right.
What isn't
Let's
going on
monitor that.
with AD at this point?
Bro, why is he even out there? You're up 21 with 5 minutes
Yeah.
to go. What are you doing?
Yeah, bro. Like
Hey, Erk, how many free throws the Lakers have? Or they don't have a lot?
they had 13, so it's only a +2. So we'll see. Only a +2.
Well, I mean, they did their business. You gotta give them credit today. They did their business.
This motherfucker.
It's just the Pelicans, bro. Like, they're just.
Well, the ironic thing is the Pelicans actually have a worse home record than their road. Kind of like the Warriors in a way. They actually don't do well at home for whatever reason.
Yeah, man. So
So,
up
so
and
what's the
down year,
road
man.
looking
Up and
like?
down year, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You know what I'm saying?
It
Of
again.
course.
It's not
I
how
Of
you
don't see
course.
the
start, it's
I
how
don't
you
see the
finish.
oh yeah, I don't see the
Um
Pels beating them on Tuesday.
Yo, Erk, AD got hurt.
he did?
Yeah, like, he's with the medical staff and everything on the bench.
He'll be
Dude,
fine.
bro, come on.
He's gone to the locker room.
Why was he out there? Why the fuck was he out there? Can someone please answer me that?
Well, because this is the NBA and three threes you're back in the game. You know what I'm saying? So but this team don't stand a chance against the Lakers. What is he doing? He's holding his back?
Something like that, yeah. And he's
He's holding
walking
his back.
slowly to the locker room.
Yeah, he's holding his back right now.
Of course. Why am I not surprised? The guy's made of glass, bro.
Ugh. Now we got to hear these excuses.
Shit, as long as
Huh.
the Lakers don't win, I don't give a damn.
Well, look at it this way, right? So based on the results of today, they're gonna 7 and 8 is gonna be Pelicans Lakers, and the Pelicans don't really. That's a bad matchup for them from what we've seen. And I also overlooked the fact that during that in-season tournament game, they absolutely dominated the Pels.
Have
And
they hold up? Have they beaten the Lakers at all this season?
I
I
don't
think
think
one
so.
time. I think one time maybe. I'm gonna have to go check.
I don't remember them beating them at all. Like
I don't
crazy.
remember either. So let me see. They are looks like 1-3. They beat them on December 31st.
You know the disappointing thing about the Pels here is that they absolutely came out and laid down in this game, and they actually needed this game. That's the crazy part about it. They laid down in this game. Anthony
Exactly.
Davis, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the crazy part because the Suns are actually blowing out the T Wolves today. So
What a
yeah, they
disappointing day in the
really needed
Western
it. They
Conference, bro.
really needed it. So now they could have avoided this fate if they had actually played the way they were supposed to. If they played like they played against us,
Yeah.
they probably would have won.
The Nuggets are really the
So the
only
Nuggets
real
are the
team
two
in the top
seed.
three
The
seeds.
Nuggets are the 2 seed, so yeah,
Who's
everything's
number one?
pretty much set.
OKC?
OKC's
OKC.
the
OKC.
1st seed now.
Okay.
Who had that on their bingo card at the start of the season, by the way?
At the end of the day, listen, I'd rather be the 10th seed because
Listen,
we play on the
I
road.
I thought that OKC was going to be good to start the year. I had them as like the sleeper team. I didn't have them as the 1 seed. I don't
Yeah, I
think
didn't have
anyone
them
did,
as
bro.
I didn't think they was gonna be that good.
That's
Honestly.
wild. And it's
But
not
yeah,
like bro, they're like a legit 1 seed too. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably have like the second best net rating in the league. So they're like legit. Ugh.
but
So
also the Wolves also fucked up today because they're gonna play the Suns again starting next week.
Yeah.
They just played them today. They're gonna play them again starting
They're the
next week,
3rd
and they're a
seed.
really bad matchup. The Suns got them. The Suns got them honestly this season. They're a bad matchup.
Hey, but y'all don't mind playing OKC in the first round, right?
Not really.
No, hell
They
no.
honestly like if you
But
really
we
want
literally would have
poetic
beaten them
justice,
2 out of the game if Draymond didn't foul Chet.
they
on
honestly
Green.
threw 2 out of the 2 out of the 4 games against them. They really just threw.
They
So
got
if you want to have a chance to redeem yourself, that will probably be the team
yeah.
to do.
Yeah, true.
What is the status on this AD thing, bro? Because holding the right side on I'm holding the right side of your hip or your back or whatever he was holding, you know, in a game that they just blew them out is not great. Because this is a 1 game scenario for them on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, they in the play-in. Yeah.
Hey, when did the playoffs start?
It's
Next
Tuesday for
week.
those games, correct?
Next week. So
What
like
day?
next Saturday, that's when the playoffs start. The play-in will start during the weekday this coming week.
Okay.
So Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday will be the playing games.
Yeah. But it's not good for the Lakers though, because they need Anthony Davis. Like they need him.
Well, especially if they actually beat the Pelicans, they're going to end up as the 7th seed. And look who they play as the 2 seed now.
The Nuggets.
Hey, y'all think the Pelicans can come back in 3 minutes? They're only down 18.
Oh, okay.
This is the
Only down
NBA,
18.
man. I mean, anything
It
can
picks
happen,
I mean, they were
but I
down
don't
like
think so.
30.
I don't think, bro, like this game, if they win this game, that means that they would get the 6th seed, I believe.
Yeah, they would have locked in
And
the
they just
playoffs.
completely, when I talk about completely just botched it, they completely botched it, man.
Yeah.
Now
They
there's
was
a
down
chance
11
they could
before the
miss the
start.
playoffs for real.
Bro,
Cause
they
if they
didn't even
lose
fit
to the
Zion or put
Lakers,
freaking Ingram in.
lose to the
Well,
Lakers, then
BI,
lose
they
to
said he
us.
was on a minutes restriction, and he clearly needs his legs back under him. So
Bro, Darvin Ham and turkey sandwich is so dumb. And why would he leave AD out there with a chance of him getting hurt? That's so stupid.
Yeah, that was dumb as hell.
Yeah,
No, you got to finish
man,
off
no
this game,
lead
man.
safe.
No lead
you
is
have
Talking
safe
to
in this league,
NBA.
man.
you have to finish it because, like, I get that, but I think the game was a little bit well in hand, anyways, even without him. I think they could have still like put Jackson Hayes or whoever in there just for 80. You know, I think they could have still gotten that game.
Yo,
Yeah.
What's up,
going on,
Jim?
Jim?
What's good, Jim?
Jim Park.
what's up, guys? So, after seeing how everything played out, I want to try to put like a different spin, like a positive spin into what's gone down since the Warriors lost to the Pelicans, which that was a devastating loss. The Warriors were trying to win out, and they would have been in the 8th seed and they would have been fighting with the 7th seed, and just what I'm saying. But I think at this point, seeing how everything played out, OKC is number 1, Nuggets is number 2. And if the Warriors, so the way I see this playing out is the Warriors beat the Kings, and then they beat they have to beat the Lakers to get into the playoffs at this point, right? Probably the Pelicans.
You think the
Probably the
Lakers
Lakers
will
will.
lose?
Probably the Pelicans will lose to the Lakers, and then they'll. So if the Pelicans lose to the Lakers, that means actually the Warriors have to play the Pelicans, right?
Yep,
Yes, for the do or die.
revenge game.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
but
So
not this time it's at their place.
So low key, man, I feel like that elimination game, that's the harder one compared to should the Warriors get out of that and get into the first round against OKC. I think this is what we all kind of wanted in the first round, to face OKC over the Nuggets, obviously.
Yeah.
And we understand what OKC has been, and we know that they've been a really good team and all this stuff, but I've seen the matchup this season. And I think the Warriors can absolutely beat that team.
They're like
Like
the
I don't even
21-22
think
Grizzlies.
that goes to 7. I'm thinking that ends in 5 or 6. So, and I understand people are gonna be like, oh, that sounds crazy. They're the first seed. Like you have no respect for that. I've seen the matchup, man. I've seen a path where the Warriors were just better than them, and they were playing fucking Dario Saric in rotation against that team every game, right? So when he's out of there and the Warriors, formations are better, and obviously I lost hope when Steve refused to play Trace to close the Pelicans game when he's the one that brought them back to a 3-point game, but this was also addressed today. I'm sure you guys saw where Montepool asked him. Finally, somebody in the media asked Steve Kerr, like challenged him. Like after looking at what happened, do you feel like any way about Trace and not having played him and all this kind of stuff? And if you heard Steve said that he regrets not playing Trace more. So is that just lip service, or does he actually and
Bro,
truly feel that
Jim,
way?
how many
And
times have we heard him say that same fucking speech over and over and over and
no,
over
no,
and
no,
over and
no,
over
no.
again?
I've never heard Steve Kerr say, I regret not playing Trace enough. I should have played him more. This is the first time I've
It
heard
could
him
be
say
for
that about
X,
Trace.
Y, or Z player. It doesn't matter who it is. He always does this shit for any young player, honest to God. Like, it
Okay,
could be
well,
Trace, it could be Kaminga, it could be Moody, it could be any of those. He always does
no.
the same fucking pathetic apologetic speech, even though he should have known from the get-go.
Okay. I agree that that's true. But at the same time, at the very least, it was addressed that he felt like he should have played Trace more in the game. And if he can just, what I'm saying, if he can just keep that in mind going into these the playoffs, and understanding the importance of not going too small and all this kind of stuff, if that was addressed, if the team looked at that and realized that they made a mistake, hopefully those mistakes will not be made, anymore for the remainder of the season. That's all we can hope for. If he doesn't do that, if he goes to the tiny lineups and all that, then forget it. It's all done. If Steve Kerr decides to close games against the OKC in the playoffs with Chris Paul, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson lineups, then you're done. Then the Warriors are done. But I don't anticipate that will be the case, and that's all we can hope for. So that's the one. Like I'm trying to spin it as positively as I can. It's not over until it's over. So again, the biggest thing is that second play-in game. They're gonna take care of the Kings, and then the elimination game to get the 8th seed. If they can get that, and if they get that in a powerful way, where they rely on defense and defensive lineups, I think they can get there, and they don't even have to play the Lakers, which you play the Lakers in an elimination game. What's going to happen there, and that's not even the case anymore. So the Pelicans, they just have to take care of the Pelicans. I think the Warriors would have beaten the Pelicans had they just played Trace more in that game. It wouldn't have played out that way. So we don't need to have fear for the Pelicans, but I'm saying, like, they just need to be focused. There's a path here, so keep your hopes alive.
This is the reason why I didn't want to play the Pelicans is because we have to fly across the country. But I am
Yeah,
watching
I
them
remember.
today. I am watching them today, and I watch how they came out, and they are soft as tissue paper. Absolutely
Exactly.
soft as tissue paper. To come out in a game that they could have potentially avoided a one game playing situation. This is a +5 team, right? And a +5 team that they could have avoided the plan or avoided the plan. They just came out and just laid down and just got absolutely shell shocked. And it makes you wonder about their toughness in a one game type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And tenacity, and tenacity.
yeah, it like really you get beat down by the Lakers in a game that you absolutely needed. You just looked across the court and you saw those two dudes, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to show up today, and you just faltered. And another thing that I noticed in the game, Dr- uh, Le- LeBron played Zion just like how Draymond played him the other night. There is a formula in terms of how you play him, right? And
Wasn't right.
Draymond and LeBron did the same exact thing. It's almost like they talked or something. because once they couldn't
Hmm.
get that shit going, it once Zion couldn't get downhill and they kept on just baiting him to take the damn shot, it just completely smoked their offense. And it's not many guys that you can put in front of Zion and you can play him that way, but Draymond and LeBron can do it. So they did that with it and they completely just flummoxed their whole offense. So it looks like the Lakers are just going to stay in New Orleans. Stay in New Orleans and they're just going to play them. I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday? Okay. Laker therapy on Tuesday, by the way.
That's crazy. So when do we play our playing game versus the Kings?
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesdays. What at what time?
Yes. I believe you will be the later game, so like I think 7 or 6:30 Pacific time. The schedule isn't out yet, but that's my guesstimation.
Okay.
How you
So
saying it like bro, how you saying it like you know the schedule already?
Bro, like come on, you're in Sacramento and it's literal, and the Lakers have to play first because they're in New Orleans, so that's like it's just geographical wise, man. I don't have this. I don't have this. Have a schedule in my head.
I heard the Lakers are gonna tank.
How many years have you been? How many years have you been watching this league, bro? You should know what the schedule like time frame is about now.
So how y'all feeling about that matchup versus the Kings? Especially because they don't have Herter and Malik Monk.
What does Shaq say? Barbecue chicken. That shit's gonna be
Well,
fire,
just
bro.
do not just defend the three better. Like
Yeah.
you haven't been defending the three well at all in these last couple of games.
Bro, they were hitting bullshit the last game, and they're the same
Exactly.
shots. That the same shots. They were just missing them.
Right. Are we just
This
gonna
is why the
forget
league,
that?
bro. Like the variance of the league just drives me insane.
Urkel, that's every team versus the Warriors.
Oh my god!
Look at the Pelicans today. They
I
couldn't
knew
hit
that shit would
nothing.
happen, bro.
Right. Like
I
Every
knew that shit
team
would
has
happen.
every
hard
team
defense,
balls
bro.
out versus. Look at the guy today with the Jazz. He was shooting 21% on threes, and he's going 5 of 6.
Always
Unreal,
some
man.
bullshit.
It's always us, bro. Herb Jones just walked into a 30-point 3-pointer and then he made it. Or Trey Jones, whichever one it is.
Absolutely unreal.
Always some bullshit, bro.
Well, at least we're playing on the road.
Yeah, that's the bright side for
True.
sure.
So we play Sacramento. We play Sacramento on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Golden One Center.
Yes, because the East play-in actually plays on Wednesday. Both those games.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, so they said that Anthony Davis experienced hip and back spasms. So
Yeah, I looked at that. That was not great.
That's so
That
dumb.
was not great.
You think they're going to tank? I heard the Lakers are going to tank. I'm seeing tweets already. The Lakers are going to tank. They don't want to face
Bro,
Denver in the
no,
first
no,
round.
no, 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 no. They can't do that. That's a very dangerous thing that you can do. Because then you run the
Why
risk.
they play us or the Kings in the next play.
That's a huge risk though, because in a one-game scenario, any funny shit can happen. Because what if the Warriors
Not if you're the Lakers.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying for the Lakers. Like you can't take that they can't take that gambit. Otherwise, they might not even make the playoffs entirely.
man, at the end of the day, I do not want to play the Lakers, bro. Because you know some
Please,
bullshit's gonna happen.
think about this. If the Lakers play the Warriors or the Kings in the play-in, they're taking that game. There's no way the league is not going to have the Lakers in the playoffs. It's not going to happen.
That's why I don't want to play them because
well, I just think they're just going to beat the Pelicans anyway. So that's what I'm saying. But they don't. If they want to tank, that's a really dangerous gambit. I'm just saying.
Warriors are favorites against the Kings.
What if you don't get your free throws? What if you
Wait,
don't?
What's the spread?
We're -1 favorites.
Oh, -1. Okay, well.
Well, we're on the road, so that means we're actually not like a -3.
Watching the Pelicans play tonight, bro, it's like, how the fuck did we lose to them last on Saturday, bro, or Friday? It's
no,
like,
but think about
the funny
that game,
thing is, Caprice. The funny thing is, I told you that they're actually a really good road team, but they're kind of meh at home, kind of like us.
You should think about that game though. Like they won that game in literally like a 4-minute stretch. You know what I'm saying? After that, we kind of outplayed them for the rest of the game. So, I mean, That's just what the league is. And again, that is going to happen against us because we turned the ball over, and it was turnover into transition, and just some crazy ass threes. So it is what it is, man. You cannot sit there and just let that kill you. So it's fine.
Well, you're going to get into different rotations. You're not going to get Paz is not going to be playing a whole shit ton of minutes in these elimination games. You're going to get Wiggins playing, close to 40 minutes. They're going to, they're going to tighten the rotations, all this kind of stuff, right? So I'm anticipating for these situations just less moments where the defense just doesn't look good. That's the biggest thing.
So who's guarding Sabonis, by the way? Is it going to be Draymond, kind of like last time?
I think it should be Looney. I think it should be Looney. I think he plays great defense on Sabonis, honestly.
You want Looney to start on Sabonis?
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know.
Why not?
Over TJD?
Nah, it'll be Draymond and TJD, right?
Well, who's guarding Sabonis is the question. If it's TJD and Draymond, someone's got to guard him.
Okay, it got to be Draymond. Do you trust TJD on Sabonis?
Here's the thing, though. They're down 2 shooters, so we have more leeway to leave them a little bit more open. We just can't.
Well, you can't leave Keegan Murray open.
Right.
That's the one guy you cannot leave.
No, bro, you shouldn't leave anyone open, bro. It's a one-game situation. Just stay home. Just literally just guard straight up, see what happens. We got better POA. We got Wiggins and we got GP2. Who do they have, POA?
Got a point right there.
Right?
Keon Ellis now? That's
what I'm saying. So, and by the way, like,
and probably either Davion Mitchell.
Here's what's gonna have to happen, right? I think Steph can win us one of the games, but if you're gonna ask him to drop 35 plus in both games, you're not winning. So in one of these games, we're gonna need Clay, Wiggs, and somebody else to step up. Like they're gonna have to come on, and if that happens, we're gonna win both games. But we need other dudes to step up. And also defensively, Trace got to be out there. Although he's been kind of soft the last week, but he's got to be out there.
I feel like next game feels like a Clay
production,
game.
Bro.
Next game feels like a Clay game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get what you're saying though, Dre.
Yeah, and shout out to Klay Thompson for this season right now.
Oh, facts. Hey,
77 games. I mean, he went through it, but man, 77 games. That's a huge accomplishment for him.
Yeah, after all the shit that he was taking.
What an up and down season, bro. Like I'm just recapping all seasons. Like,
this is one of the most hilarious seasons I've seen, man. This is just hilarious.
They went through a lot, bro. Like this is so much shit that happened this season. Like it's giving me a headache. Like, god damn.
We all deserve a pat on the back from ourselves, bro. It's been a tough season to watch this year, but we still here.
Hey, but the wild part about it is that one, we were 5 games below 500, right?
Facts.
With all the nonsense that happened. So we're 5 games below, and we climbed all the way back, and we ended up what?
10th.
10th.
No, but look at the record.
But
look at the record.
Many games over?
You did 2 games over, but you did 2 games better than last year. The only problem is.
Hold on. So we were 5 games below, and we ended at 5 games above. That's what, like a 15-game turnaround?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So a 15-game turnaround. Unfortunately, we're in a 10th spot. But here's the thing, though. We're kind of in the same situation that we were like a couple years back, right? So that's kind of how we need to look at it, right? Another thing is that the second half of the year, we tracked like top 10 offense, top 10 defense, right? So that's another thing that we need to look at. The other thing that we need to look at is we're going to go up against Sacramento. And the second half of the year, I think the conditions flipped. When we talk about conditions and playing that style or whatever, because the style that I just watched the Lakers go through, that's the style that's going to happen, right? And the Lakers were able to play that style with them and absolutely dominate that team. So in essence, that's what happened. That's really what happened right now. So let's see what happens against Sacramento. I feel pretty good about going up against Sacramento. I don't know about y'all. I feel pretty good about that. Matter of fact, I feel pretty good about going up against both of those teams.
Did you see the tweet that I put up, though? So basically, to summarize, if the Warriors want to get into the playoffs, he's going to have to outcoach 2 of his former assistants, most likely.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be Mike Brown 1 and most likely going to be Willie Green the second game.
Hey, yo,
So-
listen.
You say
I think
poetry?
what they're gonna do. Here's what's gonna happen. I think what they're gonna do is they're just gonna trap Steph the whole game. I think they're no. I don't think there's any way they play Steph straight up. I think they're gonna throw like every possession is gonna be fucking two.
Dre, these are the 2 former assistants that know this team better than anyone else.
If they play Steph straight
Oh
up, it's over. They're not gonna beat us. They can't afford to do that. They don't have the POA to give Steph any issues, like nothing. If they don't have a KCP, they don't have anyone. And I think when Steph is aggressive, like and you know, you don't want him to get into rhythm, right? Because he can just blow the game open. So I think they're gonna throw traps and they're gonna throw blitzes, and it just comes down to like Draymond and Trace and Wiggins and Clay and these guys making the right. And I think Chris Paul is gonna have a good game too. I think we beat the harder game is going to be the loser of Lakers Pels. That'll be the more difficult game. But I still think we could beat that. But it's tough. You got to take it one game at a time. And plus, think about it. Even if we get through all this, you have a day off, and then you play game 1 against the Thunder. Like, or if, you know, assuming we make it that far. So it's going to be tough regardless on the legs. Like, legs might be weak game 1. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I mean, everyone's talking about rest this, rest that. I mean, but what about rhythm? We gonna be in rhythm, and the Thunder not gonna be in rhythm. You feel me? Like it's like probably game 1's probably gonna be a feel out game for them if you think about it.
Well,
That's true.
can they afford a feel-out game?
Yeah,
Even as the 1 seed?
yeah, no. I'm talking about they're gonna probably approach it like a feel out game because at the end of the day, we gonna be the ones in rhythm. They may be rested, but still, like they're gonna, you know what I mean? On their part, it's gonna be a feel out game. I believe that. Yes.
Man, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. They got to win 2 games just to
you
do
gotta take
that.
it one game at a
Exactly. Yeah, we
time.
gotta take it one game at a time.
Got to get past Sac. Got to get past the Lakers or New Orleans on the
I
next
hope
one.
and pray to God the Lakers win that match against the Pelicans.
So
'Cause I'm not
Darvin Ham said that that the Lakers are Darvin Ham said that the Lakers are extremely optimistic that they're extremely optimistic that AD is going to play. Just back spasms.
Like, come on,
Okay.
he has to. He has to.
Bro, that looked like one of them injuries that I would get like when I'm doing squats. You know what I'm saying? And I'm warm up properly. That's usually about a week. So, but that's a week for me. I don't got, you know.
You're less injury prone than him,
Yeah.
Urkel.
Yeah, I'm like, that's pretty funny.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
I mean, he's not wrong though. That's the crazy part.
Man, just hope the Lakers win that first matchup. Please win that matchup.
Yep. So they just tweeted this out. The game will be on 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like I thought.
And our game's at 10?
Yeah.
Well, that's 7. That's what 7.
No,
so
I
7
said
Pacific.
Pacific Standard Time. So 7
Oh,
is
you said Pacific.
where I
Okay.
am. I'm at Pacific Standard Time right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, 10 Eastern, and then we'll see. Lakers play I think at 7, or Lakers Pelicans 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Obviously everything's nailed down, set in stone.
I mean, obviously,
But-
geographic-wise, it's actually very beneficial. They don't have to fly anywhere. It's just a bus ride there.
So wait, the Lakers play on the road, right? It's basically a repeat. It's a repeat of tonight's game, basically.
Yeah.
Right,
Which is really funny that the Pels have to botch it like that, so that because it's not a good matchup for them. I'm going to be.
It's not. It's definitely not. No. I think the Pelicans lose. I hope that we can beat the Kings. I think we can, and then that we'll see what happens. And if that happens, if it shakes out that way, but also the East is pretty interesting. One of Miami or Philly is probably going to play Boston in the first round, which is
if they play Miami, it's a disaster.
Yeah,
so?
if they play Miami, listen, because Philly's not beating Miami. I'm sorry, they're just not. They're not beating Miami. I mean, Philly's not beating Boston. Excuse me.
You never know.
And
You never
the
know,
Bucks
man.
have to play the
You never know.
Pacers.
Like,
That
But
is
it's
beating
a
them
history, bro. Every year.
No. I'm not saying beat them. I'm saying it could be a grueling series anyways, and then you go into the second round and you're playing See, here's what I will say though: Boston has a very favorable second round, bro. Whoever they play is Orlando or Cleveland. The winner of that, I mean, that's like whoever wins that first round is an auto trip to the conference finals.
But
You know?
here's the thing, Dre. Here's the thing. Last year they played the Hawks and the Hawks took them to 6 games. I know it's not the same, but I mean, you never
Well,
really
that's what I'm
know.
saying. I think Philly can do the same. Philly took them to 7 last year, actually. So I'm not saying that they'll beat them, but they can definitely
Philly
give
could
them.
have actually won if they weren't
They should
being
have won in
bozos in
6.
6
No,
and
they definitely
7.
should have won. They had Game 6 at home, up 3-2. Yeah, they should have won, but they blew it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they can be Boston, but will they? Because there have been so many times where they matched up in the playoffs and Philly just freaking blew it. They laid an egg when they saw Boston. It's like, but Miami doesn't flinch when they see Boston. That's the difference.
But Dre, this one is absolute disaster written all over it. It's
So I'm going to be
Bucks
honest with you.
Pacers.
None of these teams should be flinching at anything because, you know, there's just going to be a lot of variance that's just going to happen in the playoffs. So all of these teams you see, bro, New Orleans is a playing team right now, and they're a +4.5. That's not normal. There are 1, 2, 3. There's 3 teams that they have a better net rating than right now. That's in the top 6. That's not typical. So there's going to be just a ton of shit just happening. Like about 2 weeks ago, they were like a +5.3 team or whatever, and they lost a couple, and here they are. So now they're in the play-in right now.
Bro, the Suns
So
are gonna fucking. Do you know they swept the Wolves this year?
they did,
Yeah, swept. It was none of those
dog.
games, and most of them
They
were
are a
blowouts.
terrible matchup.
Dre,
Suns are gonna
Dre,
Suns are
Suns
a
gonna win that.
terrible matchup for the
Dre.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Wacky shit is about to happen, bro. So,
Yeah,
um,
man.
you think the Suns can win that series?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Hell
Like,
yeah, they gonna win that shit.
even if they're shitty ass fucking defense all year, or they're like mid as hell defense at best, they can still beat them just because
But
of
you know
sheer
what's crazy? We know what's crazy is that, yeah, like you could argue that the 6, 7, and 8 seeds are all capable of at least being very, very, very competitive with the 1, 2, and 3. And now the Lakers, assuming they win that first playing game, they get Denver.
Yeah, and
That's
Denver
a
beating the
disaster,
Lakers.
bro.
Denver
I
beating the
think
Lakers.
there's no way. I don't think Denver loses.
They don't want
They
that,
I
don't
don't think
want
man.
Denver
that.
They don't
loses more
want
than
that.
one game in that
So
series.
wait, so because that may be the matchup, you think the Lakers will probably lose against the Pelicans on
The
purpose? Or...
Golden State Nuggets.
But no, there's no way that you can't think like that, Caprice. You can't just. That's
No, I'm
not
not
how
saying me. I'm
basketball
saying
works.
them. So
No, that's what I am saying too. Like they can't afford to think like that because
Hey,
you can't.
bro.
You may not make the
Hold
playoffs in
on.
entirety.
Hold on. If they go into that Pelicans game and lay down because they have to play the damn Celtics the next round, I'm just gonna laugh. They're not.
Nuggets.
I don't think they're gonna do that, right? If they lay down against the Pelicans because they had to go up against Denver, I'm just gonna laugh my ass off.
Well, because then what happens is, what if they play like, say, the Warriors? What if
Duncan Smoke.
what if something happens along the lines of the previous meeting?
That's
like
what
the
I'm
Warriors
saying.
get really ridiculously hot from 3, and you don't get your free throw margin that you needed to desperately win. What if that happens?
But we can't risk that on our end because again, I don't want to face the Lakers at all. So let's just
Like I
like
say, anything can happen in a best of 1. That's the
let's just
danger of
dead
a
that
best of
shit.
1.
I just believe the Lakers gonna win against the Pelicans and Denver's gonna beat them.
Yeah.
Because Lakers ain't beating no Denver. They're not.
Just to give you guys a clear picture of what the Warriors need to do in order for them to be able to win the championship this season. It sounds very daunting, right? So they need to get past the play-in games. Whoever, they probably have to beat the Pelicans to get into the 8th slot, and then they'll have to play OKC, and then they'll have to play the winner of Mavs and Clippers, which I anticipate it'll be the Mavs. So they'll have to get through those Mavs, and then in the Western Conference Finals, they're going to end up meeting the Nuggets. That's how I see it playing out. If in an ideal scenario where the Warriors are trying to go all the way, these are the teams that they would have to beat. They would have to beat the Mavs. You can argue they've been the best team in the league since they made that trade, right? So they have to go through them, have to go through the former champs, and then they have to go through probably the Celtics. So that's the road for the Warriors.
You think the Mavs are going to beat the Clippers?
I do.
You think so? I got
Interesting.
Clippers.
I'm not saying you're wrong or anything. I'm just saying that's interesting.
The Clippers have had a pretty messy season. They've been just kind of all over the map, and the Mavs have just really come together. I think they have a really formidable team. They really do quite remind me of those Rockets from the 17, 18, those seasons when they gave the Warriors a lot of trouble. I see that team kind of in the same tier.
So,
So that's a huge thing. Like I think they'll beat the Clippers.
so Jim, do you think that Luca and Kyrie's gonna outplay PG and Kawhi? Is that your belief, or do you feel like it's just gonna be a whole team effort?
It's not. Yeah, it's about the total makeup of what their roster looks like, and the Mavs. I just see, offensively, you can say what they want about both teams, what you see about both teams, but defensively, I see a better team in the Mavs than I do in the Clippers.
Really? Damn. Even with Kawhi and PG, two-way players? Damn.
Yeah, but the rest of it is just, you got to look at the whole makeup, not just one or two guys.
Mm.
I still think that series is going to go really long, though, 6 or 7.
That's going 7. That's going 7. I'm calling it now. That's going 7.
Yeah, it's a long road for the Warriors, man. Like
Yep.
and
Yep.
you can make the argument that their first round, they meet OKC in the first round. You can make the argument that that's going to be their easiest series out of all the matchups that they're going to run into.
I mean, yeah, in a hypothetical path, yeah, I mean, I would Thunder far, but also it's all matchup dependent, right? Like, for example, like the T-Wolves are a really good team. They're a bad matchup for certain teams, but a team like the Suns, for some reason, the Suns have their number, right? So, as much as we say like the seeding and all this stuff, like it's really matchup dependent. The playoffs are about matchups and strengths and weaknesses and what you can exploit and what you can take advantage of and what you're like how you're able to impose your will on another team. So like against the Thunder, like they're not a big team. They have a lot of young players and now but they're athletic, right? They can defend, they can shoot, like they got pieces still, but I mean, you look across and now the Clippers are another story, right? The Mavs are a very different team as well. Like I think styles are going to make fights in these playoffs. It's all about matchups. And Denver versus the Lakers, I wouldn't just necessarily guarantee Denver wins that. Not that I think the Lakers will win it, but they played them close last year. They did. So you have to also consider that. And plus Denver, their bench is weak this year. It's weaker than it was last year, right? No Bruce Brown, no Jeff Green. They do have Peyton Watson and Christian Brown. They have a couple pieces, but I'm not saying the Lakers would beat them, but Denver better be careful. They got to take care of business. If they go up 2-0, they'll win the series. But if the
I
Lakers come out
do,
the first 2 games 1-1, that could be a series. It could go 6 or 7.
but Dre, do you think that the Lakers will have a tough time as far as execution, because Denver's gonna force you to do that
I
at the
don't
end of
think they'll beat them.
games.
I don't think they'll. I think Denver should be the favorites. They'll probably beat the Lakers, but again, Denver's
But not
shown
sweat.
Denver has shown indications of regression from last year, and their bench is weak. Like they're very dependent on their starters to perform. If their starters don't if 1 or 2 starters don't perform, it could be a game. And
That's
last
true.
season there were a few times it was a swing game in a few of those matchups in the conference finals. So I'm just saying anything could happen. Like don't just think one team, and even the Wolves and Suns. Like I know the Suns swept them, but the Wolves are still a really good defense. So I think every series you have to just look at. I think you'll get an idea after the first 2 games of like what each team is kind of how they're approaching it. But we better get into the dance, man. I want to get into the dance, and I want to, you know what I'm
Dre,
saying, play that.
Quick
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
How physical do you think these games are going to be?
It'll be very physical. It'll be the most physical it's been in since 22 for sure.
So that's gonna go in
So,
our favor.
I don't
For
know.
sure.
Like the last 3 months or so, we've been seeing some pretty some pretty physical basketball. Do you think it
hmm
goes up another level?
It'll go up another half tier or so, like a half tier.
That's going to benefit us.
Yeah.
Especially against OKC.
A full level would literally be like mid 2000s or not, maybe like late 20, like early 2010s. Like I think it'll be like just another notch. It'll be another notch or so. and it'll still be physical. Right now, it's been a very physical game, like the last month or two. Been very physical. So we'll see, though. We'll see. We just got to get
Because
in,
I'm
man.
seeing guys go to the rim. Like they're like a couple of plays.
Yeah. Oh, they're
I'm even
getting
tonight.
fucking whacked. They're getting
Yeah,
whacked
bro.
from
Like I'm
nothing,
watching
bro.
dudes just get smacked at the rim, and I'm like, oh, they're not gonna call that foul. And and then I'm thinking about that, like, and what that's gonna mean for the playoffs, right? So you got people like any POA, like the GP2s and the Andrew Wiggins and all of that. Those dudes are gonna be vital. And once those guys get into the mix, and we can generate stops from that, and they can like kind of shore up the overhelping. Once we see all of that, and then you get Steph Curry in there, and then you get the non-grifting stuff from Steph, and then people start to rotate, and he gets the defense moving. I like the chances, man. I really do. Now, would I have loved to just play one game instead of two? 100%. But I mean, I don't mind it because guess what's going to happen now? I think the Lakers are going to win that game, and they're
I
going to
think so
run
too.
into.
They should win that game at least.
They're going to win that game. So two is going to play seven, correct?
Two is they'll play the Nuggets. Yeah,
All
if
right.
they win. If they
So
win, yeah.
and then one is going to play eight.
Yep. So if the Pelicans lose and we beat the Kings, then we play the Pels. If we beat the Pels, then we
Can you
play the
imagine
Thunder.
that, bro? We got the 2-7 matchup is the Lakers and the Nuggets, and then we got OKC, and I want it to be us, right? So
My only fear with that is just our legs. I don't know. I feel like against the Kings, we just need to make quick work of them. We don't want to have like an overtime or like some crazy ass matchup. Like I think make quick work of them because your legs are gone, man. That game one against the Thunder, because you do realize we're gonna be playing two playing games within 3 days, and then we have another day off, and then we play the fucking Thunder game one if we were to make it that far. So our legs is the only thing I'm worried about. But yeah, I mean that would be a favorable matchup technically in terms of the path. Yeah. And we would play the winner of Mavs Clippers. Which are you worried about Mavs Clippers or not? Like, are you worried about that matchup or what? What do you think?
the Mavs Clippers worried about it in what sense?
I will cross
Like
that
if
bridge.
let's say hypothetically, let's just play fast forward here for a second, and let's say we beat the Thunder, Mavs Clippers. Do you think that's a winnable either one of those matchup or not?
I invite that matchup.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think those are winnable
Absolutely.
matchups. Yeah, I agree. But it'll be one in the margins. Like Steve can't fuck around. Like if we're gonna lose that series if he fuck.
Yeah.
We need a good coaching effort. But let's start with tomorrow or I guess Tuesday, not
Tuesday.
tomorrow. Yeah, Tuesday. So we'll see. Tuesday we got it. We still got to take care of business. We can't get too far ahead. But
One game at a time, bro. One game at
yeah,
a time. So just win that game. Uh you know what's gonna happen? So they might as well pack their bags. Yeah, so what Steve Kerr should be telling them is that just pack their bags, bro. So they play in Sacramento, then they're gonna play in New Orleans, and then they're gonna from New Orleans, they're just gonna travel to OKC. So that's pretty much gonna be the path, right? So pack your bags. You're going on a road trip. 3-game road trip. Or sorry, 4-game road trip. That's just what it's gonna have to be. Because we don't think that the Pelicans are gonna beat the Lakers, right? There's no way.
I don't think so. No. I don't see. I mean, there is a way, but I don't think it'll. I think it's like 80% chance Lakers beat them. But
I
there
think
is
it's
a
even higher
slight,
than that.
yeah, because here's the thing: the only room I'm leaving is like if the Lakers go cold and the Pels get hot, that could make it competitive. But
I'm gonna be honest with you. When playoff LeBron kicks in, you know what I'm saying? It takes another dude at the other end. The Pelicans don't have a dude,
no, you're right, you're right. But it's also one
right?
game.
So
It's also one game too. They
yeah,
don't like
but
you do need a dude for a series, but for one game, you could have some random role player go off, and it could
I think
change.
you need a dude for a series or for like a 1-game scenario as well. Like that's really, really when you need the dudes, right? Because
Ideally, yes. Ideally, but think about it. If Trey Murphy has like 7 threes, that's just What do you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? But the odds of that happening aren't high. But I agree with you. Like, ideally, you have a dude,
When
but you
when there
never
is a
know.
dude, when there is a dude, and and they can control the tempo, because what I saw tonight, one, they have no fucking rim protection whatsoever. They have the switchable guys or whatever, and that's what I saw the other night. I was looking at that team and I saw Zion, I saw Trey Murphy, I saw Alvarado, CJ, and then I saw Herb Jones, and that's a bunch of switchable guys, and that's cool. But then they had no Draymond Green out there. They didn't have like a rim protector. They didn't have like Anthony Davis type. So yeah, they can switch and all of that, but you switch and then who's covering up the rim? They had nobody down there. So that's pretty much what their problem is. They don't really have a big. They have all the switchable talent in the world, but you know, it kind of didn't make any it sort of didn't make any difference. So that's kind of what we need to watch for. And the Lakers just live in the paint, right? So that's what the issue is with that team. Yeah, Pels, I think it. I don't think when you have like a dude that's just going to control the pace in like a game 7 type of scenario, like it's. I've just seen it happen way too many times. And typically, guys like the role players don't hit 7 threes. I mean, seldom does that happen. But we'll see, though. I hope it happens, though, so we can laugh.
It
But
happened against us all the time. What are we talking
nah, I'm
about?
talking about in like a freaking, like a do or die game, like a freaking Wednesday afternoon game. Like anything can happen. But you know, when it's do or die and all the chips are on the table, you know,
Yo, LeBron's hitting threes when he sees 3 rims,
that's what I'm
man, in the
saying, bro.
play-in.
Like that's what I'm saying. And think about that. That was dude versus dude. You know what I'm saying? Like
I cannot
so
believe LeBron said that in that game. That was so
3 rims.
crazy.
The shit was nasty, man. Absolutely disgusting.
Like what? Who did he think that was gonna believe him? Like, please go sit down somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is what it is, man. Great year. We came a game.
Great
Great year,
year.
man.
What the hell are you
Great
talking
year,
about,
bro.
man? This is
Great
Urkel, you
awful.
need
year.
This
to
year is
rephrase
Great
that.
awful.
year.
Rephrase
Great
that.
year.
Stop it.
Bro, we were 5 games under 500. What are we talking about?
We were
Everybody and their mama buried us, bro. That was a 15-game turnaround. 15-game turnaround.
just say resilient year. Can we say that?
Great
Resilient.
year. With everything
Is
that
Chris Paul
happens,
still on
shit.
the
Huh?
roster? Chris Paul's still on the roster, man.
Yeah. Great year. All things considering. Bro, 10 games above?
It is what it is.
10 games above, man. I mean, I didn't see that. Bro, this is just a tough conference, bro. Like, and
Yeah, you're right about that.
I think we did it to ourselves, you know. I mean, the
I
Warriors
mean,
kind
when
of did it
somebody
to
gets
themselves, you
suspended for
know,
like 20 something
when they
games,
catting off those
100% with,
games. Yeah.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
we're gonna.
Draymond missed 27 games this year.
Yeah, man. Self inflicted, bro.
That did fuck us up. That it
Yeah.
did. It did.
And the amount of like close games that we lost. Warriors World had a thing on his Instagram earlier. And he was just showing like the amount of last second shots that we lost by this year, bro. It was just absolutely heartbreaking.
Can you find
Absolutely
that and post it
heartbreaking.
real quick?
Huh?
Can you find it and post it in the Jumbotron real quick?
Sure. Yeah. He had it on his Instagram. Let me see if it's still up there. But yeah, he had like 4 clips, bro, and it was just like fucking, you know, Chet hitting those bullshit ass shots. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Should you foul him? Should you not foul him? You know what I'm saying? Like all that nonsense. And we had to sit here and debate that shit all year. Ugh. Just a punch in the fucking stomach, bro, all year long.
I just can't believe the season is over. Like, goddamn, we flew by so fast.
I mean, all things, bro. 5 games under, like, bro, we're buried, man. Buried. But I always looked
Hey,
at the
shout out to
team.
Dre for doing all those live watches all season
Yeah, Dre,
long,
shout
man.
out, man.
Shout out to Dre.
Shout
Shout out
out,
to Dre
Dre.
for sure.
Takes a lot of work.
That was easy, man. That was actually easy. That's an easy life because it's really a lot of
Dang.
people just hop in, man. A lot of people hop in. We grew, I think last season, the last game of the year we had like 180, and I think we peaked at like 400 tonight. So you see, like that's pretty fucking crazy, the growth, bro.
Yeah.
To go from 180 last year for the last game of the season, we played Portland, and tonight we hit 400 is insane. But again, like the chat, people on stage, like that's what makes it possible. So we're just gonna keep building, man, and hopefully we can win a title. That's all I care about. Like, let's just win this chip, whether it's next year, this year, whatever happens. We just got to win one more, one at a time, and keep chasing these wins.
LOL,
Oh
Dre.
shit!
LOL.
Shameless plug. I love
Always
it. I love
born.
it. One shameless plug to the
Unintended.
next. Playback.tv/Space Gang. Let's transition over there. I'll see y'all in a second.
Never fear, Garuba is here.